All right, take a look around you. Have you ever really looked at the stuff in your home? You know, that old clock on the wall, a dusty book, maybe a jar of buttons, and just for a second wondered if it could be something more? Like, what if it held a secret or a clue? Well, in this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're unlocking the potential of all that mundane stuff and showing you how to turn your everyday world into one big, thrilling adventure. I mean, picture this. You're in a room. The door is locked. Around you are locked chests, mysterious paintings, suspicious mementos, and messages in code. Ah, that's the classic setup, isn't it? It's that feeling of being trapped but knowing the solution is so close, probably hidden in plain sight. That right there is the absolute heart of an escape room. The key to getting out, it's right there with you. You just have to find it.
Welcome to Escape Rock. Today we're switching roles. We're not just going to be the players, we're going to be the creators. Yeah, we are pulling back the curtain to show you exactly how to craft these incredible experiences for yourself. And the best part, you'll be using stuff you already have lying around your house. It's all about learning to look at the familiar with a brand new puzzle solver's eye. So let's get into it. What really separates a great escape room from, just a bunch of puzzles? Well, it's so much more than a simple scavenger hunt. A scavenger hunt is fun, sure. It's about finding things. But a great escape room, that's about making you feel like you've stepped into a whole other world, like you're part of a story. It's all about that magic of immersion.
And you can see the difference right here. With a scavenger hunt, the goal is pretty straightforward. You find hidden items. The main skill is just observation. But with an escape room, we're talking about solving interconnected puzzles. The experience isn't just a search, it's a story. And the mechanic isn't just looking, it's puzzling, it's code breaking. The things you find, they aren't the end goal, nope. They're the keys that unlock the next piece of the puzzle, the next layer of the story.
So getting your players to really believe in the world you've made, that's the whole game. And a secret ingredient for that is something called suspension of disbelief. It's just a fancy way of saying you get people to accept the fantasy for the sake of having fun. And you know what the best way to do that is? Physical puzzles. When players can actually hold something, turn it over in their hands, and physically solve it, it makes the whole fantasy feel so much more real. They're not just reading clues on a piece of paper. They're in it, actively participating in the world you built.
All right, let's dive into our first puzzle category, what I like to call puzzles you can count. This is probably one of the easiest and honestly most effective ways to get started. We're literally turning a chaotic pile of objects into a secret code. And all it really takes is a little bit of sorting and some simple counting. Okay, check this out. It all starts with something super simple, like a jar of buttons. I mean, to most people, this is just junk, right? Clutter. But to an escape room designer, oh no, this is a gold mine. It's a treasure trove of data just waiting to be decoded. This is the perfect example of hiding a puzzle right out in the open. And here's how it works. It's a simple 3-step process. First, the players have to sort. They have to bring order to the chaos, right? They might categorize the buttons by color, or maybe by the number of holes, or even if they have words on them. Step 2, count. They count up how many buttons are in each of those categories, which gives them a series of numbers. And finally, step 3, calculate. You give them a simple math problem where they plug in those numbers they just found. They solve the equation and, boom, they get a single final number, the combination to a lock. It's simple, it's physical, and it is so satisfying to solve. Okay, so counting stuff is great. It's a fantastic starting point. But what if the object itself isn't just about the numbers? What if it's actually hiding a message? Now we're getting into the next level of puzzle design. We're talking about objects that hide secrets, concealing information in plain sight. So consider a simple jigsaw puzzle. The challenge seems totally obvious, right? Your players see the box, they see the pieces scattered on the table, and they immediately think, okay, simple enough. We just have to assemble the image. It gives them a clear task, which is a really great way to get them started and build some momentum. And this is where it gets good. The real puzzle is on the back. Yeah, there's a poem written there, but it has a secret. So after they've spent all that time putting the picture together, they realize the image was just a brilliant distraction. That aha moment when they flip it over, that's priceless. The true puzzle was literally staring them in the back the whole time. Just look at this poem. It says, "A life on the ocean wave, a home on the rolling deep." At first glance, it just looks like a nice seafaring poem, but look closer. You see those capital letters that seem kind of random? Let's read them out. T-W-E-N T, you see where this is going? They spell out the hidden message, 29. And just like that, this poem becomes the key to the next lock. How cool is that?
Okay, now we're at my absolute favorite part. This is where you really start to see the world through the eyes of a puzzle designer. Because you don't even have to create the numbers anymore. You just have to find them. And trust me, once you start looking, you realize they are everywhere.
I mean, seriously, your house is already full of numbers. Think about it. You've got dice, playing cards, Scrabble tiles, dominoes, measuring cups. What about the thermostat on your wall? A clock, license plates on a toy car, encyclopedias, TV channels. The list just goes on and on. Your home is basically a library of numbers. Your only job is to create the clue that points your players to the right one. And you can get ridiculously creative with this. I love this idea. You can even use the shape of clock hands to represent a number sequence. So it's not about what time the clock is set to, it's about the visual pattern the hands make. Players have to recognize that shape and match it to a key you've provided somewhere else. That is such a clever way to hide a clue where nobody would ever think to look.
So there you have it. We've gone from a simple jar of buttons all the way to a secret code hidden in the hands of a clock. And that whole journey, it's really just about a shift in perspective, right? It's about learning to see the hidden potential in every single object around you and figuring out how to transform the totally ordinary into something extraordinary.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. A challenge, really. Just look around the room you're in, right now. Seriously, do it. What do you see? A book? A picture frame? A calendar on the wall? What secrets could it be hiding? What's the very first object that you're going to transform?